How's it going, Radical viewers? Grim Gaddy right back into it with another Legends of the West video. Today we are doing Jesse McCree from Overwatch. I'm getting a little weirded out here. I'm doing a lot of modern stuff considering that I started this off as like a legendary Western thing. That all said, since these outfits are turning out so well, it's kind of hard to deny, can't help myself, honestly. Anyway, as usual, let's break down the outfit one piece at a time, starting with the hat. Now, I went with the Big Valley hat simply because I don't have the Cutter hat available to me in single player, number one. Number two, it's about the only one big enough to really kind of sell the look. Now, I went with the Beaver Big Valley hat just because I like the brown and I like the little additions to the band. But any real brown version of the hat will work. For coats, I went with the Legendary Panther Cloak, which makes its fantastic return to the series. I love this thing. Mostly just because it's about the closest thing we have to a poncho or a scarf or whatever the flying hell that thing is he wears. Pretty sure it's a poncho. Much like our man with no name. And for those curious of how I got my sleeves rolled up despite wearing this thing, I took the coat off, I went to shirts and I modified it, and I just put the coat back on. That's how I did that. Moving on to vests. Since we don't have a chest armor piece or anything like that available to us, I went with the Buckskin King vest. Because it comes in a nice shade of yellow, I really like the star buttons on it, and the centerpiece lapels kind of help sell the uniform of the colors a little bit more. Yeah. For shirts, this was a little harder. I wanted to go with something really dark brown, not black. And the only dark brown I really had available to me was in the collar over shirt. Granted, some of these browns look more olive drab than anything else. But I find this one with the cross stitching or the flannel look or whatever the heck you call that worked really well to sell the kind of darker brown look. Moving on to pants. Same thing as the shirt. I want something with kind of a darker brown to it. Couldn't find anything quite that looked the part until I fell on these saddle jeans, which, a little bit off, but close enough, I feel. No suspenders because we're not going to see enough of them. For chaps, this guy got a little wonky with. Now you can either go a paler color to kind of more match the vest, or you can go a slightly darker color to kind of sell a different look to it. Or you can even go multi-tone and just say screw it completely. I'd say dealer's choice on that. For boots, I went with the worn Roper boots in the first color. You could go one shade darker. I feel like it also would work just about as well. Moving on, Spurs. We actually do have Spurs, and they're big, they're ostentatious, and sadly these just are not big enough, but if they're the biggest Spurs we have available to us, they're the biggest we have available. Colors, we're not really going to see the band that much, so I would say anything that really just feels like Jesse McCree, so focus more on the middle of it, and focus more on the spur. Let's say, oh, there's a good example, yeah, you just want ostentatious and gold for your bit, there's a good color. For steel, that's a good color. Like, at this point, it's kind of dealer's choice, but the Vaquero Spurs really just sell the big, ostentatious look of it. No masks. I didn't put any bandanas or neckwear on. For gloves, this I got just a tad bit tripped out on. Because he does wear a glove. A glove, I say. Poor man's missing an arm. And the range gloves work, but they're not in the color I want. I ended up going with the cavalry gloves in black and brown, just because I felt they sold the look part. There's probably something from the Trapper. Yeah, in fact, the legendary Buck and Fox almost worked if it wasn't for the fur. But for stuff not from the Trapper, I went with cavalry. Or if you can just deal with it being black, you can go with the range gloves. Either or. Weapon equipment, Dear McCree is one of the primo sharpshooters of the Overwatch gang, so I just stuck with all the sharpshooter gear I had. And yeah, that's about it. Satchel's Talisman is the other choice, really. Yeah, it's not a bad look. I dig it. I definitely dig it. Just really wish Rockstar gave us ponchos, you know? Like, Rockstar, why can't you just give me ponchos? I mean, you gave us a poncho in Red Dead Redemption 1. Why can't I have a poncho here? Anyway, as usual, I want to thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, hey, a good way of showing you like the video is throwing a like on the video. And by all means, subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check the description down below for the requests, see if yours already made the cut. And if it has made the cut, be sure to throw it into the comments. And then see it added in the next video. That all said, once again, thank you all for watching. Till next time, kids, take care now. Bye-bye then.